Nicole, thank you so much for joining me. I can't believe we're already into March Madness. It is spring, but of course I'm looking out my window in front of me. It's snowing sideways. Welcome to Colorado as always, but so great to see you again. I am excited to talk to you because we have some big things to talk about today for our March mortgage and market update. So first of all, everyone is watching the news about Ukraine. I mean, our hearts just go out to the people there and everything going on there. But even though that's halfway, on the other side of the world, the war in Ukraine is really affecting our housing market and possibly interest rates, correct?
It is. And we are somewhat isolated, right? We've got these two big bodies of water that keep America somewhat isolated from what's going on in Europe right now. But what is going on in Europe is the fact that supply, which had already been restricted with the pandemic, is now being further restricted. I mean, so we look at Ukraine, which is the number one supplier in the world of neon. And I'm like, okay, well, that's the lights over my head. What difference does that make? Well, that is used in microchips. So, and America doesn't really have our own source of microchips. We get it from Taiwan, and now you've got China, and Taiwan is a possible secondary issue that might come up based on Russia and Ukraine. But yet Russia is the number one supplier in the world, supplier in the world of fertilizer. So there go the costs of food. Ukraine is a massive supplier of wheat and corn. And then, of course, Russia is a supplier of oil and Ukraine of natural gas. So all of those things is continuing to increase the cost of everything. So everything costs more to manufacture, to ship, because gas is higher, so shipping is costing more. So even though maybe the raw material of wood might have come back in line, getting that wood from a tree to a job site is going to cost more. So our steel is costing more, our iron is costing more directly because of the war, our lumber is costing more because of shipping and manufacturing. All of these things is continuing to cost more for resale and new construction. Now, existing homes, if they're perfect the way they are, or they're sold just the way they are, you don't necessarily have that. But what you have today is this limited supply that's continuing to price pressure on everything.
Absolutely. I hope that the war ends soon, that everything will hopefully go back to normal soon. So,
yes.
Pivoting real quick, you and I always talk about how can we help our buyers and sellers in today's market. And you and I were just talking about how Fairway has a new program for buyers and sellers out there. I can't wait to hear more about it.
Absolutely. So the cash guarantee, Fairway has a Fairway cash guarantee that's helping sellers recognize that this buyer is coming with more cards on the table, so to speak, right? So here I am, I'm putting in a strong offer, maybe I'm closing quick, I'm putting up a good amount of earnest money, we've got enough down, we're not going to ask for any of the inspection issues. And oh yeah, by the way, we have a guarantee by Fairway Mortgage that says if I can't close for some reason on the closing date, Fairway will buy that home for cash. So that's a huge win for sellers today. And of course, there's going to be caveats to that. We're looking for those buyers who are fully TBD underwritten, which means they've gone through the underwriting process so that we know that they're good to go. But it's not just conventional with 20% down. This is actually minimum down conventional, down payment assistance, VA, FHA. All of these guys can get the cash guarantee. So that's really exciting news.
Any other exciting news you want to share now that spring is sprung, spring is here, even though we are looking at snow? Anything else that maybe that's on your docket that you're working on this week that you'd like to share?
So we are, one of the things that I would obviously be talking to people about right now is in a rising interest rate market, how can you get in front of this? Housing is the best hedge against inflation. We know rents are going up. In fact, Invitation Homes just put out a report showing that they're seeing rents, the renewals are up double digits, and even the new leases are up double digits. Even the renewals are up 10%. So I had that backwards. So when we see rents going up and gas going up and the cost of food going up, we're also seeing savings come down. So really my good news right now is the good news that real estate is still the most powerful opportunity to build long-term wealth. It's the most powerful resource against inflation. Even though today that home seems more expensive. The amount of money that you have to put down on that home might seem like a lot. And the interest rate seems higher than it was just a few months ago. But long-term, if I look, real estate always appreciates. It gives you the opportunities for cash income using rental income, and it is a forced savings plan through principal reduction. So my good news is always around real estate, and it's the opportunities that if I look long-term, it's a win. Even if the short term feels a little stressful or a little painful, we have to get out of that way of thinking. And look, if I choose not to pay a little more or to get aggressive about buying right now, I'm going to be stuck in this rental cycle and not able to save fast enough. So I'm all pro, all home.
I know. And that's why I send a lot of my renters to you, because I want them, like you, I want them to get out of this rental cycle. And, you know, like you said, rents are going up, everything is going up. So if we can help them not feel that pinch a little bit, even though it might be in the present day, but long-term, they will definitely see the gains in that. Well, Nicole, thank you again so much for joining us. I look forward to catching up with you next month and informing the public of what's going on then. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.